State of Gujarat and Ors. V. Umber Builders, 2020. A legal analysis for government officials. The Supreme Court of India's decision in State of Gujarat and Ors. V. Umber Builders, 2020, marks a pivotal moment in the realm of government contracts, particularly regarding contract law, the enforcement of bank guarantees, and adherence to principles of natural justice. This analytical overview provides a legal interpretation tailored to government officials, focusing on its implications for public authorities involved in contractual disputes. State of Gujarat, appellant represented by its government departments. Umber Builders, Respondent, a private contractor tasked with executing public works projects for the government. The dispute emerged from deductions made by the State of Gujarat from payments owed under a public works contract. These deductions were purportedly for rectifying defects in earlier projects undertaken by Umber Builders. However, such actions were contested by the contractor as arbitrary and inconsistent with contractual provisions. Unilateral deductions. Umber Builders argued that deductions were contrary to the agreed contractual terms and lacked adjudication or mutual consent. Judicial intervention. The contractor sought judicial relief, emphasizing the need for adjudication prior to such deductions. Arbitration clause enforcement. The dispute also brought up questions about enforcing the arbitration clause embedded in the contract to resolve such conflicts. Right to deduct without adjudication. Could the state deduct amounts unilaterally for defect corrections without a prior legal or mutual resolution? Contractual breach. Were unilateral deductions permissible under the contractual terms? Arbitrability. Could disputes concerning deductions fall under the arbitration clause? Judicial oversight. What is the scope of judicial intervention in government contracts when procedural fairness is questioned? The court unequivocally ruled that unilateral deductions by the government are impermissible unless explicitly authorized in the contract. Such actions by the state, serving as both adjudicator and beneficiary, violated core principles of natural justice. Strict interpretation. Contracts must be strictly upheld according to their terms. Deviations require express legal or contractual justification. Arbitration endorsement. The judgment highlighted that disputes, including those related to deductions, are subject to arbitration unless explicitly excluded. It reinforced the arbitration mechanism as an essential tool in resolving disputes under government contracts. The court underscored that actions by public authorities must reflect fairness and comply with the rule of law. Arbitrary decisions undermine contractual relationships and public trust. Government entities cannot exercise unilateral deductions from contractors' payments without clear contractual provisions or judicial adjudication. This reinforces the accountability of public authorities in maintaining procedural fairness. Honor arbitration clauses in contracts to ensure smooth dispute resolution processes. This judgment solidifies the applicability of arbitration to government contractual disputes. Courts have the authority to intervene in cases where actions by government bodies breach contractual obligations or principles of fairness. Courts have the authority to intervene in cases where actions by government bodies breach contractual obligations or principles of fairness. Courts have the authority to intervene in cases where actions by government bodies breach contractual obligations or principles of fairness. Government actions in contracts must mirror impartiality, transparency, and adherence to the principles of natural justice to uphold credibility in public dealings. This decision serves as a judicial reminder for government officials to operate within the bounds of fairness and legality when managing public contracts. It establishes vital precedents on arbitrability, protects contractors from arbitrary actions, and ensures that government practices align with principles of law and equity. The judgment reinforces trust in judicial oversight and promotes a balanced contractual framework for public projects.